Hello, welcome back. My name is Califman, and today we are going to be looking at a couple inspirational builds that I built for bases in the nether. Let's get started. Now, the first build we are going to be building is in this Crimson Forest. Let's go. Aha, here we go. So now we have our first house we have in the nether. I wanted to go for a kind of a cottage-y style because we're in a forest. But other than that, it's your pretty normal house besides the obvious upside down feature. This biome, especially since there are these new vines called the weeping vines and they grow upside down, I wanted to try building a house upside down. And oh boy, is it very difficult to build things upside down. This took me probably twice as long to build a normal house, and I can't even imagine doing it in survival. Another thing about this house before we start to look around it too much is that you notice I used deep slate. Now I originally wanted to use just blocks from the nether, but using deep slate just looked really well, especially the tiles with the blackstone bricks. So I'm actually really glad I did that. And so now here's how we get in. Now we made this absolutely beautiful custom made nether tree or mushroom, I don't know what you call it. But if you climb up this vine right here, and you climb up the vine, you can jump all the way in here, and then you go down this ladder, which then leads into the regular room. Now, I actually built this house way smaller than I probably should have, and so it is a bit cramped in here, but you got the essentials. You got a jukebox, and of course your regular tools, but yeah, it's not too much in this house. We got the respawn anchor, of course, but yeah, it's not my favorite house design. But that's not why I made this house. I made this to give you inspiration for this build. Now for our next house we're going to be building is going to be in the Basalt Deltas biome, which is quite the harsh environment to build in. In fact, the Bastion Remnants structure actually cannot generate in Basalt Deltas because of such the hard terrain. As you can see, it's super spiky and not smooth whatsoever, and lots of lava, which is kind of strange for a Bastion Remnant, which is basically made up of all the blocks that you can find in this biome. But hey, we're going to give it a go. And here it is. I really like how the color palette came out here. Like the basalt and the blackstone actually just pretty much automatically look really good together. Probably just because they're put in the same biome and you don't really see them a lot together, but they just, I don't know, they just look really good, especially the polished basalt. But anyway, as you can see here, is if you were writing out a strider, I made this really interesting entrance right here. If you were writing out a strider, you could come up here, and if you had a lead, you could, here's a hitching post for the strider, but then you go up the stairway, which is super hard to go up through. Anyway, you come onto here, and you have, well, okay, listen. I am not the best person at building the interiors of castles, as you could probably tell. I mean, maybe you like this, but I'm not exactly the happiest with it. But, so this is not my finest work. Okay? So, but here it is. So we have a shop right here, which has all your nether essentials. We have the ladders up to the outpost tower, whatever. Wow, what keeps happening with this guy? Anyway, we also have a hoglin stable right here, where if you put one of these warped fungus on the ground, and you of course have to have some nylium beneath that, you can't just put it on a brick, then they'll actually be scared of it and they won't want to run out. So you can walk straight through and they'll just still be in there. Although, I keep losing one. I keep ending up with only one, and I put two in there. You do have to be careful using this with children hoglin, because they just sit in there and then they'll actually run out because they're so scared, which is kind of strange. Anyway, and the next thing we have is just kind of like the area if like you were going to battle, you wanted to respawn like a whole bunch of troops in, they could all just respawn it here. Now it's kind of silly because I also have a shop literally at the same castle. I have somewhere where you could get equipped and respawn at, even though there's no equipping there. But hey, I mean, it's a multi-purpose castle. I also decided to build this netherite mine. Then I realized the Basalt Deltas is absolutely the worst place to make a netherite mine in because of all the blast resistant blocks. So we're going to pretend that's not there. But anyway, besides this, I mean, just look at this castle. It took a very long time to build, even with world edit and creative mode. So this would probably take a really long time in survival mode, but man, would it be worth it? Yes. And now for the next house we're going to be building in this video is going to be in the warped forest biome, which I actually quite like the warped forest because it's so much blue, like in contrast with the normal red. Yeah, just we normally see in the nether. So I'm actually quite excited to build in this biome. So let's go. And here it is. I said I wanted to use a bunch of blocks that were actually native to the nether, and so I used some quartz. And I never do this, but quartz and warped wood actually look really good together. I've just never noticed that they actually look good. But anyway, taking a look out here, I wanted to, since it's called the warped forest, I wanted to give this a bit of warpage to this house, a bit of wonk. So it's a bit wonky. There's like some really tall bits here, and the pillars are not offsetter. It's the pillars you see right here. It's a very, very weird shaped house, and yeah, don't even get me started on how hard this roof was to make. Like it was a nightmare. It's not my finest roof, but I still like it. Anyway, so now moving in. Now, before we go inside, I wanted to show a big tip to the outside of this house real quick. You notice how I put these warped blocks on the very edge. Not on everywhere, but I could if I just replaced a couple of these. Anyway, you can tell that this kind of reminds you of Optified Better Grass. Now, I have Optified Better Grass on right now, but where the nether grass isn't in the nether. And I thought when they came out with the nether update that they were going to also upgrade the grass in the nether, or the nylium, but they didn't do that. And so you could actually use these warp blocks, the normal warp blocks for the cryptid forest, to make this kind of better grass kind of look to it. It's not exactly the best transition, as you can tell right there. They're a bit mismatched, but they do work for most needs. But anyway, enough jabbering about the outside. Let's go inside. Now, you see here, instantly when you go inside, you're hit with quite a lot of blue, and I intentionally did this because I used warped wood. And so we have like the soul torches, the dark prismarine, the regular prismarine, just pretty much everything, and it's just so much blue. Also, I actually used to absolutely hate dark prismarine. I don't know why, though. Oh, wait, copper. But these, I really, really like dark prismarine after building this interior. This is probably my best interior I've ever built. But anyway, we have regular prismarine on the stairwell, and if we go up here, we have a bunch of barrels. It's quite a nice little attic. We have some varied shade with lanterns on them. We have, the storage. And yeah, that's about it for this house. So which one of these houses was your favorite? I would absolutely love to hear your feedback in the comments below. But yeah, that should be all the houses you can build in the net. Oh, wait. Oh, my script says we have one more house. What are they talking about? Oh, is it for the other two biomes? The Nether Waste and Soulstorm Valley? Let's go look. Aha! Here it is. The final house. My reasoning behind this is, why in the world would you want to build in the Nether Waste? It literally looks like the old Nether. Soulstorm Valley too. It's so ugly. It's with the worst block builds in the game. But here it is. Why don't you just build in the overworld instead? Well, that should be it all for today. If you liked the video, hit the like and the subscribe. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please do the exact same thing I just told you to do. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one.